Elder abuse and exploitation is a massive crime wave all across this country, and particularly here in the state of Florida. It's concentrated. I want to talk about why it's particularly bad because it's being perpetrated largely by family members, trusted sources, even spouses. The incidence of the stranger exploiter, the caregiver that comes in, the professionals that come in and exploit are less significant than, say, the family member, the son, the daughter, the spouse that knows full well the victim's finances. And they come in oftentimes with the approval and the supervision, or at least oversight, of other family members and other caring individuals, and they start to exploit the elder. And oftentimes the exploitation is on a bit of a spectrum, right? So initially, the spouse, let's say they don't have money of their own, and they know that the more wealthy spouse does have lots of money. Maybe it's family money. Maybe it's money that the victim has accumulated throughout his lifetime. Maybe that person was the big earner. Maybe the person had family money. Maybe the person was just more responsible and was a spendthrift. We see a lot of that. And so throughout that person's life, they have accumulated and tucked away that nice little nest egg. And maybe there were very clear representations or understandings that when dad died, dad's side of the money was going to go to dad's side of the family. We get a lot of family history involved here, where, as an example, grandmom and granddad might have been wealthy. Maybe they sold farmland in Michigan, or a painting contracting company up in New Jersey or whatever. And that was grandmom and granddad's money, a business they built. They gave it to, the single son they had, I guess. And everybody knew dad had money, but that money came from grandmom and granddad. Well, lo and behold, dad gets married. And at that time, dad's got $3-5 million, whatever that is. And the new spouse comes along, he's married. But again, this clear concept that even though dad's married, dad's money is his own. Now, we share certain things in a marriage, and that's true. And finances, this can be very clear that we're sharing this stuff. But more and more, we have this concept that the estate or family money that's locked up on one side of the family tree is intended to flow down to the next side of that generation. But what we're seeing happening is there's interference with that clear estate planning, or that clear idea that on this side of the family tree and the family money, it's intended to stay there. And maybe the other spouse's money was intended to stay there and go to that spouse's children. But the exploitation, the abuse occurs when dad starts to suffer, starts to slip. And then the spouse is coming in and unduly influencing where that line of money is intended to go, or dad always intended it to go. So this is where the concept of, is it a crime or is it just a civil action? And how do we wind back these transfers that occur, this undue influence that occurred that interfered with what dad wanted to happen with the family money? Chapter 415 lays out some really clear, broad protections. And it also deals with things like power of attorney abuse, payable on death, transfer on death abuse, and a beneficiary manipulation within financial accounts. So this is an introductory session to kind of alert people to what the issues are, get lawyers, financial professionals, family members all thinking about what these concepts of elder abuse and exploitation are, so that when you see it, you know that there are tools and ways to step in and start addressing some of these very serious problems.